been looking at Real Synch that you're operating and selling. Want to learn more about that. Before we get into the product itself, what is the problem that it solves?
So there's a few different things it solves. One, there's within the real estate space, there's just not a lot of solutions out there that allow you to move data from one system to another. So initially we built an integration platform. So really the foundation of moving data from one software solution to another. So you're not having to do manual data entry or, having to go into multiple systems, putting in the same data or looking over and over again, right? So that was the main problem that we are looking to solve, not only for real estate teams and agents and brokers, but also for our partners in the space, software partners that were trying to maybe get data into another solution or receive data from another solution, right? So that was the big thing that that we solved early on in our business. And currently we're in the process of releasing and launching a new product that specifically solves the problem of, well, I'm seeing all this data in these different systems, but I don't have a clear vision of what to take action on, what are my teams or my agents doing? What is my transaction data? How do I see all of it in one place? And so we built a business intelligence solution and data dashboards to report on that data.
It sounds complicated to me.
It is, but it isn't,
From a user standpoint, well, I guess let me ask you this first. Who is your target market?
So mostly, anyone real estate, really. It could be, an agent, that's a solo agent that needs automation and integration support, to small teams, to large teams, to brokers, or a broker owner with the team within brokerage. So really just, you slice it. That's who we can work with and we can help.
So if I'm inside a firm, I don't have to rely on them to deliver this. I can go out and plug it in myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We do that all the time. A lot of times, you're with a brokerage that's asking you or suggesting you use this tech stack that they have. And a lot of times you don't want to use it because you don't necessarily like those technologies, or you've already been using a technology that you're familiar with. And, we see it all the time and people jumping around different tech, but it's a big bin, and it's a problem where you're having to do that all the time, right? So a lot of times they don't want to do that and they just want to keep using their tech stack, and we can help with their specific technology.
Okay. So you're solving solutions for sharing data and from different systems and making sure that it is usable, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so what does that look and feel like? What are the mechanics behind that for the user?
Yeah. So I'll give you an example. Recently, we just built a custom integration where we can integrate dot loop and a sky slope to, large transaction management solutions into Follow Up Boss, which is one of the, bigger CRMs out there. Right.
Yeah.
And we can automate deals being created and updated within Follow Up Boss from, let's say, a loop or transaction sky slope as it moves through the stages as a transaction in those systems. It's matching that and moving it through the stages in the deals pipeline Follow Up Boss in real time. So it solves a problem of, if you're trying to use and see data within Follow Up Boss, but then you also have to do it in dot loop to get paid because your broker requires it or whatever. Now you're eliminating that double data entry and or the behaviors of agents having to move deals and all the different things that in blocks and problems that you can run into with that type of thing. So that's one example of how we can solve a problem.
So the transfer goes both ways. Data transfer goes
in this scenario only goes from TMS in the Follow Up Boss, but in a lot of different integrations it goes both ways.
Okay.
Yeah. So another one that we get a lot of people using and talking about is Google Contacts. There's just not a lot of solutions out there for Google Contacts going both ways. Basically, like if I add someone to my phone, I want them to go in my CRM.
Right.
We've solved that problem too, and vice versa, where you can update the CRM, data, the dates or company or business type or anniversaries or whatever. We get that data back into Google Contacts.
We saw something else that was related to all this. It was called GBX, I believe, or CBX.
Yeah. So that was one of our early on products that was a Google Chrome extension. And so basically what it is, go to the Chrome store, install it. And anytime you're working in your Gmail, so if your flow is to just work out of your Gmail, which for a lot of agents, that's where they're working and not necessarily working in the CRM.
Yeah.
But you want to get data back into the CRM or update a lead in the CRM or add a new lead really quickly from your email into the CRM. That's what this tool does. So it just makes it pretty seamless for you to create a new lead or update the status or tags or notes or tasks, all from being in your Gmail through the extension. So if anyone's used like HubSpot's extension in the past, I think, was it Constant Contact that had a decent one? Or maybe it was Contactually back in the day. I don't know if they even have it anymore. But yeah, it just pops up on your screen and you're able to navigate through it and work right there in your inbox.
But it's just an extension anybody can download. How do they connect it with their CRM? Is it that easy, or is that something that they need the full system to do?
Yeah, no, I mean, as long as you can get an API key from your system. So we have it connected to 5 different CRMs in the space. I think Boomtown, Lion Desk, Sierra, Follow Up Boss, and man, I'm missing one. Oh, well, the other one doesn't really exist anymore. So I wouldn't worry about that one. Firepoint, no one's using that anymore though.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So is this something that you came up with, or where do you fit into this organization?
So I'm one of the partners and founders of the company, but we have a lot of different strategic partners and people involved in the vision of where our product is going. But yeah, some of these ideas, we just worked through. The CBX is actually an older product, maybe 4 years old, 5 years old. Our integration platform we launched at the beginning of 2020. So a lot of this stuff has been in the works for a long time. The business intelligence solution, RealSynch 2.0, is in the process of, depending on when this goes out, it's probably launched already. All right. So it's beginning of April is when we're going to market with it. And we're in beta right now. And basically that allows you to connect your CRM to our business dashboards, see all your transaction data, your pending data, agent KPIs, lead source reporting ROI. And we're getting all that and ingesting all of these data dashboards so you can see it, know what's going on in your business, take action on it.
So that's something that the team leader, the broker owner will be looking at, right?
Yeah.
So does that mean they have access to the CRMs of each agent? Do they have to have that kind of back end access?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a solution for, if they have like an owner admin account with one of these CRMs where, so one of the clients we're working with has got like 300 agents. He runs a brokerage. They all have a user on Follow Up Boss. And so he can gain insight into everything that they're doing, and it allows him to create some more accountability and leverage around being able to see, leaderboards on what people are doing. People want to make sure they're at the top of the leaderboard, right? It kind of creates this whole process of, hey, if you want your data to be accurate, you want it to be visual within this dashboard, and you want to be number one in the company, you better start inputting it into the CRM so that you can see it,
And what kind of metrics?
So call metrics, conversations, dials, contacts, talk time, appointments set, met, all the conversion metrics within that. So lead to conversion, lead to appointments. You're seeing all those conversion metrics as well. You're seeing like GCI, volume, actions, things like that.
You've been around for how long? Since 2020?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in business since 2018, but we didn't go to market with our first product until 2020. So yeah, man, we're 5 years in and about to launch the RealSynch 2.0. Very excited. And we got a long roadmap of continuing to partner with the biggest real estate solutions to make sure that we're helping them and helping us integrate, and then also being able to showcase that data for the team owner to make sure that they're getting the insights that they need to make actionable decisions in their business, right? In real time.
Right. Who has a real estate background that knew this problem existed?
So me and my business partner has been running a real estate brokerage and franchise model out of Texas. And so he's been in the industry since about 2010. I've been in the industry since 2012, working with real estate teams from the standpoint of helping them build their businesses. So we've both been, involved in the industry for a long time. The ultimate problem that we're trying to solve is bigger than the dashboard. Is kind of just the first step of, helping the agents get visibility. But ultimately there's a lot of data silos within real estate, mortgage, title, and there's not a lot of unified systems, if any at all, that can kind of help streamline the process from a transparency standpoint of actually what's happening during a transaction. Everyone knows that, if you've worked or, bought a home or sold a home with an agent, specifically buying, there's still this email threat of death that you're dealing with in your Gmail from all parties. And it's pretty mind bending that that's still the solution in 2025. So
Right.
there's a lot of technology out there, and there's a lot of problems to solve still with it all.
So, like you said, you have disparate emails coming in on the same deal, different people, different senders. Is this what brings it all together in one spot?
Eventually, yeah. That's the
Okay.
roadmap. Eventually. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of decisions that need to be made to do that the right way. But yeah, ultimately that's where we're going with our product.
What kind of successes have you had that you can speak to, whether it's actually for an individual and for a team or a brokerage?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the new product is brand new, so we really haven't
Yeah.
had a lot of success with it, right? But as far as I think one of the biggest things is you could look to is if you talk to specific agents, just solving the problem of time, data errors, the human element, right? And like losing sleep at night, not knowing like if your systems are properly integrating or automating.
Right.
I think we have a lot of stories around those types of things that we solve for direct agents or teams, just making things a little bit more seamless and in getting one source of truth, which ideally is your CRM.
Yeah. Should be.
Yeah. So, and then we look to a lot of the partners we've worked with in the past. I mean, a lot of times people don't even know we're there, right? But from our partner standpoint, they're very happy with the success of what we had done with them. Fellow was one of our partners that we did all their integrations with. We did CST's integrations. We did Structurally's integrations early on. We've done conversion lots there. So we've been in the background. We've been like the piping a lot of these systems where, if you look at that, that's a success in itself, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
So you're not just off the shelf, you're embedded in other systems as well.
Yeah, we have been, and we still are. Sometimes I go and build direct eventually, but for the most part, we've embedded ourselves kind of like the web behind the scenes in the sense, the electricity in the walls, as we call it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Yeah. So for an agent, man, I think the biggest thing I always tell them is, if you're generating online leads at all, whether it's like Google or Facebook or the lead aggregators, HomelightRealtor.com, whatever, that needs to be automated into your CRM. That's step number one. So if you're getting an email with the lead info and it's going into your inbox, and then you have to copy and paste that data into your CRM, like that is one easy thing that can be solved by working with us. We have a custom solution for doing that so that it can be, the lead comes in, ends up in your CRM, creating a new contact, add some tags or a task or whatever the CRM can do. We can have all that automated and set up. So that's one big thing. That way, you're not having that step from generating lead to getting it to the CRM to work the lead. Right. The other thing is, you should have some sort of connection with your phone, with the contact into your CRM as well. If you're adding someone into your phone when you're out and about, like it should end up in your CRM. That's another simple solution that I recommend for people, right? It feeds right in. Or if you're using forms, a lot of people use forms, submission forms, or, whatever open houses or at events or whatever like that. All those leads that are getting inputted should be funneling directly into your CRM. So like that's the top of the funnel type stuff that you can solve. It's pretty easy to solve that we help with. And then I would say like connecting are using transaction management solution, are using email marketing solutions, are you using like texting solutions? Like there's so much, like anything that you're doing where it's outside the CRM, you should have, whether it's bi-directional or one-way integration, into your CRM again. So you're getting you have a source of truth in one place, right? And so we offer services as well, which is a nice thing where you can come in, just hire us for an hour or two to do the project, which probably would take you forever or you just never finish it because you know what to do. And we'll knock it out, get it set up, and just run and maintain integration for you. So it's pretty sweet.
This sounds like it makes, having been in the business and leadership for a bunch of years, I've seen a lot of great systems out there and CRM systems that the agents are actually paying for because it's built into their plan and they don't use it.
Yeah.
Making it easier for them to actually utilize the systems.
I mean, yes, but also you still have to take some ownership of the fact that like you have a CRM. I think a lot of times the reality is real estate agents are salespeople. You know, they don't want to get bogged down into a technology, right? And like if I know, because I'm more of a sales business development person too, is like I get into my HubSpot, which is what we use for a CRM, and I'm like looking at it and I start messing around and I'm like, what am I doing? And I, immediately ping one of my team members to set it up, because it's like, it's not something a salesperson should be doing. So I think a lot of agents that are, they're the rainmaker and they're running their own business, maybe they don't have that support, are not using the system at its full capacity or even half capacity because they just don't have the bandwidth to sit down and spend hours watching and reading articles and watching demo videos to figure out how to do something, where for someone that has the brain for that type of work can knock it out like that. That's where we come in to kind of help. But yeah, a lot of times we'll get on calls people and like show them how to use their CRM because they're not really even using it. They know they have this problem. We'll help them solve that problem with the integration stuff. But then we'll go, hey, maybe let's look at your CRM. Let's look at what you have. And then additionally, there's so many different people out there that like can help consult or set up now, where we don't specifically work in like setting up campaigns and content and automations and stuff in CRMs, but there's a lot of companies out there that do that now, where it's like, hey, pay a little bit of money and you get that set up for you too. And now you have these campaigns running and, and they've gotten a lot better. It's not the canned crap it used to be.
Right. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, man.
All right. What else you want to tell us about this?
One of the biggest things that I find when we do work with agents is that, and I take a lot of pride in the fact that like when you get on a call with us and we actually do some work with you and you work with us for a little bit, you start to look at your business a little bit differently. You start to look at like, hey, maybe I'm not just going to add this random technology because it looks cool. I'm going to like, does it ultimately fit into my other tech? Does it connect with my other tech? Is it going to make things more effective and efficient for me? Is it going to like reduce my labor time on working these systems? And you start just asking different questions. So I feel like you get a different lens of perspective to look through things. And I think that's a really cool benefit that I've noticed over time as I've worked with more and more real estate agents. Yeah.
If you make it easy for people to do more, that's what everyone's looking for.
Totally. Less clicking.
Right.
Like
I said, that's not their brain. It's not how they're built. So to make it easy, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And then the other thing I'd say, Joe, is go take a look at RealSynch.com. It's our website is up now. It's our new product, and take a look at it. There's some videos on there. It's super cool. We're really excited about it.
Cool. Yeah. And there's a link down below. Make sure that's there and people can check you out. Your contact information, it's easy. Everything's right there. So let's click on those links if you want to check out RealSynch and get some efficiencies in your world.
Yeah, man.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming on, Scott. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you.
Viewers, if you click on subscribe and ask any questions or comments, we'll definitely follow up and get back to you on that. Be your best and have fun.